Okay, so today we went to church, right? And we're driving back from church after a good service, alright? And we're driving back, and my mom is reading from the newspaper this article that she thought was very funny, and it's called Man Tries Cat Rescue, Gets Stuck Himself. Okay? Obviously, it's gonna be a funny story if that's the beginning headline. And it was hilarious. So I'm gonna tell it in how I saw it. What happened was, so this guy, and he's like all like freaking out. He's like, oh my gosh, Fluffy is stuck in a tree. Fluffy is stuck in a tree. Fluffy has been the family cat. He has been the family cat for over 3 or 4 years now. 3 and 4 years, guys. That is a lot of years. And Fluffy has been the family cat, and he cannot be stuck in this tree. That is a 60-foot tree right there. That thing has been there for over 100 years, and that cat who's been there for only 3 years is part of our family. Let's chop this tree down. But alas, I left my chainsaw at Jeffy's last week, and now I cannot chop down this magnificent 60-foot tree to get Fluffy out of the tree. So I must go to the fire station. So he takes this little jog, and he goes to the fire station, and he goes to all the firefighters, and they're all playing poker and getting ready for any actual serious calls that might come in. And he says, guys, my cat, Fluffy, been with the family for about 3 or 4 years. He's stuck in a 60-foot tree that's been there for over 100 years, and I need you to get it down now. I've seen in the movies they come with the ladders that get the cat down, and it's a great rescue. My family needs Fluffy. They need him back. Need him back today. They need Fluffy. So the firefighters look at him and they laugh. They do not rescue cats, but they did tell him to put a little bowl of food at the bottom, you know, maybe some tuna. Fluffy might get enticed and just come on down the tree. And the man was not convinced. So he runs back. Instead of putting a bowl of food under the tree, he decides to rescue Fluffy himself. So he scales this 60-foot tree. Let's just say his name is Steven Wilikers. Steven Wilikers decides to scale this tree, and he's going up, and Steven just he's climbing, you know? He's not a young sprout anymore. He is an old tree, and he cannot climb this tree because he's an old fart. And his youth is behind him. So he's climbing this tree. And with all his aches and pains, he sees Fluffy. Fluffy is having a magnificent time in this tree, by the way. She had climbed this tree, and she's sitting up there, relaxing, enjoying no human contact whatsoever. And she's hanging out with her bird buddies, you know, maybe eating a few, maybe just playing cards. No one knows, but she's hanging out. Fluffy's just up there. And Fluffy notices, and she's thinking, wow, this is the greatest place ever. I think I'm just going to stay up here, maybe come down a little while in case anyone's worried. Not that they'd be worried, but I think I'm fine up here. Who's that? What is that thing coming up the tree? That is not a young sprout right there. That is, no indeed. What are you doing? That is my human. Oh no, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Birds, you might not want to watch this because you do not want to see my human coming up to rescue me. Actually, this is kind of funny. I'm just going to watch this happen. So Fluffy kind of backs up and hides behind some leaves and just watching this man, just Steven Wilikers, just watching him climb up this tree. Wow, that is some skill you've got with climbing trees, you know? That's pretty great. That's awesome. Well, he's climbing back to Steven Wilikers. He's just, oh man, I'm gonna get Fluffy back. I'm gonna get Fluffy back. Fluffy's thinking, my name is not Fluffy. My name is Xavier Montreal Charles III, and you call me Fluffy? It's degrading. I'm named after a king. Anyway, so Xavier something, we'll just call him Fluffy. And he's trying to rescue him. So he climbs up this tree, and he gets up to the top, and he sees Fluffy, and Fluffy sees him. And there's a moment where they just stare at each other in complete awe. For one, Steven Wilikers is trying to spout out Fluffy's actual name, and it's not really happening, so he just keeps calling him Fluffy, and Fluffy's confused because he's saying, my name is Xavier, Charles something III, and they're just staring at each other, not saying anything for a while, when the cat says, this man is stuck. Steve Wilikers says, I am stuck. I am not a young whippersnapper anymore. I cannot be climbing trees. Steve Wilikers gets scared. And he looks down and realizes he is 60 feet above the ground and he cannot come down. Well, this car's driving by, you know. He's probably in a great, like, suburbanite kind of neighborhood. He's driving through, you know. Oh, honey, church was great today, ain't it? Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, the pastor really gotta let us out earlier for some food. So, And that turn signal, let's just keep driving. Oh, honey, look at that large tree. That is a beautiful tree. That's been there for years. That has been there, and that is just a beautiful, oh my. Honey, look, there's a man in that tree. There's a man. Is that Steven Wilikers? I work with Steven Wilikers. Oh, really? I work with Steven Wilikers. He is up there in that tree right now. Look, there's a cat. That must be Xavier Charles III. Oh, that's the cat. We know that cat. What is he doing up in that tree? What is Steven Wilikers doing? Maybe he cannot get down. We should call the firemen. We should call them, and they can go rescue him in case they're stuck. So, he whips out his trendy cell phone, his iPhone 4, and he's like, hey, Steven Wilikers is stuck in a tree. And they said, what? We thought his cat was stuck in a tree. Nope, Steven Wilikers is stuck in a tree. The firemen are all, okay, let's go rescue Steven Wilikers. So they travel out to his house, they get there, they coax him down. No, they did not pull out their ladder and get them down that way. They said, Steven Wilikers, we've got your favorite. We've got some chocolate cheesecake for you. It's your favorite. And we've got some white chocolate mousse too. Maybe some snickerdoodles. They're all for you, Steven Wilikers. Get your gut down here so you can eat these. We're just coaxing you down. Come on. I mean, maybe the cat can help. Fluffy, have you got this? I mean, Xavier. Yes, you're answering to that now. Come on down the tree. You'll be okay. And Steven Wilikers is up in the tree, and he's being coaxed down. Fluffy, scared out of his mind, thinking his owner is going to fall, but in secret hoping that he will, because he will not call him Xavier Charles III. And he finally is coaxed down out of the tree, and everyone congratulates him, and then the firemen go off to an actual emergency, and Steven Wilikers looks up at his cat, and his cat is still stuck in the tree, and what does he do? He goes and gets a chainsaw and chops down the 100-year-old tree. No, he really didn't do that. That's where the story ended. Just as the man came down, firefighters were called to a 2-car crash on some street road thing. For now, the cat remains in the tree. So Fluffy remains in the tree. That's how it ends. For now, the cat remains in the tree. Fluffy is forever in that tree. That tree is Fluffy's home. And that is the story of Steven Wilikers and Fluffy in the tree that happened in the newspaper this morning. And I just thought it was funny, and I laughed a lot, so I hope that was amusing.